The ritual confirmed my worst fears. Divine energy flows out of me for no reason that I can discern. I felt the power, to quote my own words as the warrior poet. No lock exists that the determined thief cannot open. Follow the something drains my energy. Find Archcanon Tarvus in his office and ask if he gleaned anything useful from the ritual. If not, I know his earlier reason. My divine energy diminishes with every passing moment. But the ritual confirmed my affliction is not natural. I regret that I could not reveal the full nature of these dire Yes. While Archcanon Tarvus has always been cautious about ideas and ideologies that didn't originate within the tribunal. And recently, that prudence has... I've always used my power freely and without detriment. I create the blessing stars, hold the moonlit above the city, and perform 100 miracles a day to benefit my people. I begin to feel the toll this I care little for my own safety, but my people are another matter. Without my power to stop it, the moonlit will crash into the city and kill hundreds, perhaps thousands of innocents. And that would be... At first, I barely noticed the loss of energy. But as I continue to grow weaker, the more it feels like an attack against my person. Besides, the ancestors... Let us not dwell on disasters to come when we have problems enough to deal with in the here and now. Consult with Archcanon Tarvus and discover the source of this attack. They always chide me about my flagrant displays of divinity. But so far, I am the only one of the living gods whose power is fading. Almalexia, my brother, travels. We have not heard from him for quite some time, but I sense that he remains safe and in possession of his full power. Funny.
Please, Vivec!
I performed that ritual countless times, and it never exploded in my face before. If I discover that you sabotaged the divination... How do you know about... Lord Vivec told you? Of course he did. It's his prerogative, I suppose. It's true. I'm much better at scholarly pursuits than field work. And the ritual wasn't a total failure. It confirmed 3 locations from my earlier studies. Balmora, Ald. I researched what I could using the resources available here in Vivec City. To learn more, I need an agent to personally assess each location. Lord, I believe the mage seen in the ritual is Barrelzar, who works out of an ancient Velothi tower. His experiments radiate energy similar to Vivec's affliction, but they're not. House Redoran controls the town and nearby mines. House Halalu also has interests in the region. Rumors of a cult in the area concern me the most. I have no idea. That's why we're sending you. I suggest you start at the inn. Secrets get spilled. Savage Ashlanders, like the one seen in the vision, use the area as a tribal meeting ground. These nomadic heretics denied it. I traced tendrils of Vivec's energy to these locations, and the ritual confirmed the connection before it went awry.
Give him a fight. I'm with you.
Hold, citizen.
Such displeasure and disappointment. Nothing works, even though every calculation is precise. Now an interruption. How infuriating. Divine energy. I'll have you know I participated in Lord Sother Seal's 9 analyses of the exalted enigmas. But we have a reciprocal exchange. Interesting, yes. I can see the benefits of such an arrangement. Very well. Just activate the crystals. Such a waste repeating words. Activate the crystals in the proper order. It's all about colors. Like a rainbow. A good start. Keep going. far, so good. Nice clockwork you are. Close, very close. One more to go. Yes, I love it when the gears align. Perfect. Such are the benefits of an extra set of appendages. The energy flows freely and without disruption, allowing the rods and the pistons to align. Scent. How intriguing. I was just thinking about my former master, Sotha Seal, and the experiments we conducted. He desperately sought to understand the power here in his... Not while I assisted him. He had a tool that he used to drain away minute bits of his own divine energy to store and study. He could extract it and return it as he saw fit. Not sure. More questions? Well, Lord Sotha Seal attributed curiosity to intellectual superiority. Suppose I should do the same. Odd question. Is a hammer a weapon? A saw? A Dwemer spring spanner? No, it was just a tool. And haven't a clue. Tools have a way of wandering off when you don't stay vigilant. Had a guar that used to swallow tools when I wasn't looking. Glowed for a month until the enchantment... I was his apprentice, but that was years ago. Spent time working in the Clockwork City. That's what I learned about energy transference, Dwemer engineering, mechanical symmetry. Made me the dark elf I am today. The archcanon, Lord Vivec's high priest. Suddenly the gears align. I can think of a number of reasons that Alm and V would want to know about C and his tools. But some do. He's the father of mysteries and the architect of time. One of the tribunal. The three living gods of the Dark Elves. It's a wonder and a miracle. All brass tunnels, glass domes, and giant gears. He was inspired by the work of the Dwemer, of the Clockwork City.
Let's move! Here we go.
Bah! Dull-clawed pieces of... How could this happen, Falura?
there, Outlander. I have a proposition for you.
I can't believe they want us to go outside the house to find Thea.
What less to be?
Please, this one needs to get out of here. Those cultists, they're insane.
All right, but keep your voice down. I'll be ready to leave soon enough. In the meantime, if anyone asks, we're just here to haul cargo.
What? Who? This one is just here to haul cargo. Cultists? This one said nothing about cultists. Perhaps you are thinking of another Khajiit. Look, Renaku just wants to leave all these crazy dark elves behind. Really? You? Just leave Renaku out of it. If you want to know what happened so badly, just go out to the Shulk or mine.
I love seeing new faces. For a while, it was just the same old miners and the occasional travelling merchant. At first, I assumed it was the usual house squabbles. Redoran and Hlalu arguments can get pretty heated. Then I thought maybe the Ashlanders were scaring people off. But after that, I like the colour of your gold, Outlander. Just between us, I heard the House Guard shut down the Shulk ore mine.
Ready.
You shouldn't be here. Didn't you read the House Redoran proclamation? I wouldn't be here myself, but some of our mine was invaded by violent cultists. They showed up and just took the place over. My people are trapped. I'm no expert, but it looked like the cultists were preparing to conduct... Well, I never actually saw an Ashlander. but I heard a cultist yell, "Ashlander thief! That's our mystical weapon!" That's not an exact quote, but probably because I heard one of them say, "With this ritual we'll call forth a mystical weapon and attain the power." It used to be an ore mine, and we hope it will be again. My crew was inside preparing to start up mining operation. Really? That's awfully brave of you. If you see any of my miners, tell them to get their arses out here.
You wanna die? 5.
You don't look like one of those crazy cultists. And really? Then forget I said anything about His Holiness' nasal preening. The savages barged into the deep chambers. Seem to know about the hidden passage and everything.
Did you find what you were looking for in the mine? Of course. I perfectly understand.
Ready.
I demand to see my brother. Lay hands upon me, and you will lose them. You there! The territory of the Red Exiles shouldn't be traveled lightly. Ashlanders once respected each other, helped one another. You'd think these were house wolves or tribunal dogs. Lord Vivec, is it? And I thought all the tribunal cared about was building monuments to their own greatness. Nice to see that one of them cares about what's going on beyond them. Ashlanders are nomads, but we gather at sacred sites to trade, confer, and pay homage to the past. Aldrin is such a place. That's why Chodala invited the Red Exiles here. My brother, Chodala, is the Ashkan of our tribe, and I am his ambassador. I act as a go-between among the tribes. Chodala wants to unite the Dunmer and calmly end the era of the bickering houses. He hopes to convince them. Head into the Red Exiles camp and find my brother. Otherwise, see if you can find out what he was doing in there and where he's gone. Be wary of the No, just our tribe, the Urshilaku, though he's respected by most of the other Ashlanders for his wisdom and strength of will. My brother and I have always worked to help our people and improve the Ashlander way of life. He used to believe that peaceful negotiation was the best path to accomplish this. Recently, however, no, that's not something I'm ready to talk about with an outsider. Perhaps after you prove your trustworthiness and willingness to help us, then we can discuss my brother. That's not our goal, but the tribes will defend themselves if necessary. No, we hope to present a united front and show the houses the folly of the path they've embarked upon. Turning away from the Red Exiles. They're violent, dangerous Ashlanders who were banished from their tribes and joined together to create their own clan. Chodala invited them to the gathering and went into the camp. As you saw, hostility is second nature to the Red Exiles. We're here to negotiate. They're no better than thieves and murderers. You seem to have survived your visit to the Red Exiles camp. Did you find my brother? Interesting. I never suspected that the outcasts were disciplined enough to keep records such as this. It means that Chodala really has changed. With his newfound powers and rising ambitions, I fear what he plans for the tribes. I suppose you have... Chodala discovered new power out in the wilderness, and it changed his view of the world. He writes about it in that document. Now he believes... You don't know? I thought... No, you're not an Ashlander, and the House Elves rarely talk about such things. Long ago, so our legends say, Nerevar united the Kaima and forged an alliance with the Dwemer. He died at the Battle of Red Mountain. We believe the Tribunal hastened his demise, despite Vivec's claims to the Nerevarine is a promise and a prophecy. We believe that, through the power of Azura, Nerevar will return to unite all Dunmer, House and Ashlander alike, and make Morrowind, while the prophecy of the Nerevarine can be interpreted as the end of the Tribunal. I have always seen it as a prediction of hope and peace. Chodala and some Ashlanders, such as the Red Egg, he uses in Ashkon's words to plant dark ideas in his followers. Ideas that speak of false gods. All I know is that his new power frightens me. Chodala returned from a sojourn in the wilderness more vibrant, more commanding. He's always been strong, but now he's fearless, practically... Chodala says his new abilities strengthen his claim as the Nerevarine. I think it's the staff he carries. He had it when he returned.
Outlander, over here! This requires a considerable amount of effort, so just listen. We have a problem here. Return to my office immediately. At last. Did you see what's happening outside? Red Mountain rumbles louder and more frequently. The sky grows dark, and worst of all, in part, Lord Vivec is... not well. I won't allow his followers to see him in this state. He continues to lose energy, and it's becoming difficult for him to... I'll review these documents and present your findings to Lord Vivec. I was against bringing you into this investigation, but I was wrong. Thank you for aiding us. Very well. Tell me what you learned at each of the locations, and let's see. Barrelzal faithfully served Sotha Seal. He's as loyal to the Tribunal as I am. He would never intentionally harm Lord Vivec. But that tool he mentioned... Perhaps one of... Lord Vivec doesn't want his followers to see him in such a weakened state. Only you, Canon Levuel, and myself are permitted into his palace now. Speaking of the palace, Lord Vivec wants to see... From what you discovered, I dare say there may be a correlation between the narcotic relic and the tool Barrelzal mentioned. And it seems the Ashlander thieves are connected to Chodala. Your evidence points to a clear conclusion. So it appears. Lord Vivec's doing his best not to complain, but I can see how much the draining of his energy. So your notes say, and this Saren assisted you. Interesting. Most Ashlanders want nothing to do with the Tribunal. Even so, they rarely become aggressive. I'd say interesting theory. Perhaps Chodala's staff can steal Vivec's energy. But I have a hard time imagining how an Ashlander
demand you make way and let me see Lord Vivec.
Lord Vivec isn't receiving visitors today.
My lord, please let me send for aid. Perhaps one of the healers can help you.
Pain is best tolerated in private, as I have written in the 37th ballad.
There must be something I can do.
You can call the archcanon. He should hear the news our friend brings us. The river drains into the sea as my divinity flows out of me. Need some work. An Ashlander? That seems unlikely, but I trust your instincts. We need to find out more about this Chodala and the ancient enemy that aids him.
My lord, the Outlander may have actually discovered something.